For today's video, I'm going to give you a quick peek of an upcoming online course that we've got in the pipeline, and that is the AI Toolkit, which is due to go live before the end of August 2023. I've held back on creating an AI course for a little while, although I have created a more focused AI for web designers course on Pixelhaze Academy. I just wanted to make sure that I've got enough information about a huge range of AI tools that not only have I been playing around with over the last 8 or 9 months where I've lost most of my life, and the reason I've held back is because I want to give you a good idea of what's involved, what's available, and to demonstrate that this has a practical application in a real-world business as well. I can comprehensively say yes to all of these. Today's video is about video editing on a shoestring budget, and how we can use our smartphone more effectively, set our environment to be able to record better quality video. I'm currently talking to you through my standard setup, which is an iPhone 14 Pro flipped around face towards me using the back lenses on the camera. I'm using Descript, which allows me to create a script on the fly as I'm recording. I've got it in landscape mode, and I've just tried to adjust the lighting, so I've got a little bit of background lighting to really manage how much light's coming through on the screen. And if I was just to change this now, bring in more white on the screen, so a lighter screen color, you can see I'm starting to get washed out. I look like I'm radioactive. Having that approach in place just to be able to control your environment around you, control the amount of light that's hitting you from various areas. And I haven't even gone into much detail in terms of setting up a highly technical lighting setup here. This video will show you some of the mistakes you're likely to make at the start of the process when you start filming yourself before we start using AI to fix them. The best quality that we can input with AI tools, including video editors, the best quality output we'll have at the other side. Let's crack on. I thought I'd start by just showing you all the mistakes that we tend to make when we start using technology. As this isn't a video editing course, I don't want to dwell on this aspect too much, but let's start with all the problems that we can find in this particular shot. First of all, this video is shot in portrait, which is absolutely fine if you're looking at YouTube Shorts or to go onto Instagram or a story to go on Facebook, all absolutely fine. The other things that you may notice is we've got the window in the background with an oil tank. Again, not necessarily something that we want in our shot. There's the dog barking outside. I'm in my kitchen, which isn't the best environment to start with in the first place because we've got light bouncing from everywhere as well. So we've also got a combination of different lights. So if I just tilt the light up, we've got an over table light, we've got spotlights in the ceiling. So what we're getting, too much light coming down on top of my head, which is thinning enough without bringing more focus to it as well. And yeah, we've got so much going on here in terms of different light colors, and there are other aspects as well. So I've got this in portrait mode. I'm holding the camera, which is again, not the best way to start with a video that we want to be able to present professionally. So I've got two options here. I could either crop in so my head is literally going to be too large for the screen, and we don't want that because I don't want to put you through that. If we go to landscape, we can frame our video a little bit nicer. So we can bring the camera around, and another problem there, we can see the doors open in the background. But by the time we fix a few of these things and actually put this camera on a stand. So if you don't have a camera stand and you want to start creating video for your company, then a good idea would be to put it on a stack of books and with one book behind it to hold it firm. This course is all about shoestring budget, how you can implement AI without spending hundreds and definitely not thousands in the process. If you want to spend more money, there are loads of easy ways that you can spend, and I'll be putting a load of tools on this course that I would recommend, both hardware and software as well. The great thing about AI is that it's been democratized. OpenAI have provided ChatGPT completely for free with a couple of caveats. For example, when it's in high demand, you may not be able to access ChatGPT on the free version, but that's all manageable. And especially if you're brand new to AI, which I'm assuming you are coming through this course, then you will probably be okay with the caveats. At this point, I just want to ask you the question: if you were in charge of making this a better video, what would you do differently? The other thing as well is I've got this on selfie mode, even though this is an iPhone 14 Pro, which is roughly as good as you can get on the market at the moment for cameras in a phone. By just flipping the camera around and going through the main lens that's on the back of the camera will make a huge difference. So what we're going to do first, and the moral of this particular story, is fix your environment first. And this isn't just for video production, this is using AI in general. The more legwork you can do at the start to prepare, the better output you will get from AI tools. So before we improve this environment, I'm just going to quickly explain how we're going to take this video and then start tidying it up with AI. Once this video is finished, the first steps will be to drop this into a video editing software called Descript, which is a very new way of editing and creating videos. In fact, what will happen in the next part of this video is I'm going to be recording straight to that software, meaning I don't have to take the video files from this phone across onto my laptop and then import it, then start editing it. It will happen automatically. What it will do is it will take on board this video clip and start recording what I say and using AI to create a transcript. That transcript then makes it much, much easier to edit the process. We can take out the steps where I've made mistakes and create what we call a jump cut in video. We'll then be using AI potentially in Descript, or if that's not doing quite the job we want, we've got other platforms like Runway where we can tidy up the sound using AI. So if the dog's barking in the background or it's sounding too echoey, which it almost certainly will here, then we can fix that as well. We can go to a green screen effect if we want to get rid of the backdrop behind us. Although I would recommend putting a white sheet or something behind to make it easier to clip, but we'll demo that as well. And these are all using AI tools built into other software. A lot of what we'll be covering in this course won't be AI tools per se. It will be how AI has integrated into other software, making jobs that would have taken maybe 2, 3, 4 times longer that much more efficient. So without any further ado, let's fix this environment and jump onto the next part of the video to show the difference between the two. Hopefully you notice it. See you in a moment.
As a designer, you wouldn't believe just how difficult it was to create that last chapter. Every part of me wanted to edit it, chop it up, improve it, and to make it more palatable so when I look back on it, at least it's framed in a nice way. Hopefully the point was to show you the difference that prepping your environment can make when we're using AI tools. So first off, before I explain the AI tools that we're using in this version of the video, I just wanted to outline some of the physical changes that we've made to frame this video better. We've got the controllables and we've got the uncontrollables. I'm not worried at all about the uncontrollables. We could pick a better environment. This is just my kitchen table. But again, I wanted to show you a real world environment to allow us to get something that's pretty good, even if it's not quite our best work. I've got natural light pouring in through the double doors in front of me. So I positioned myself where most of the natural light's coming onto me. You can see the end of the windowsill to my left, but I've managed to frame it so we're taking out that window out of the shot. We've also framed myself so I'm slightly off center. That's personal preference. I could just move it across a little bit and that would be absolutely fine too. We've got the stairs in the background, we've got a picture, and that's again all fine. Just provides a very natural kind of in the home shot for this video as well. There was a chair in the background, there was some rubbish on there, so I cleared that off to again just check my environment around me, and I've shut both doors either side. There's actually spotlights on that side now and in the next door room with these, again, glass doors coming in. So I've tried to just pump a little bit more light in from either side without getting additional LED softbox lights or ring lights or anything to pump that light in artificially with tools that we don't already have at our disposal. So that's the lighting and the situation setup. I've also made sure there's enough space around me. So when I do a jump cut, I have the option of cutting in just like this. So I can cut in and then I can cut back out, and we've got enough space in the video shot that I can do that. Again, this is all stuff that we're doing without even considering AI at this stage. So when we do bring in AI, it will work more effectively because we've done the prep work. We're starting off on a better starting position. And that's the moral of the story here. We are trying to set our environment so AI can succeed. The reason we're doing that is if I was just to solely focus on the tools alone, this course will be fully out of date within days, if not hours. Because the landscape's changing so quickly, we can control the things that will improve it. We are very, very close to having a scenario where I'll just have a virtual Elwyn delivering this content that's based on a script that I've written in ChatGPT, and I don't even need to be in the process at all. In fact, I could hire an intern to write content in my tone of voice, in my style, then have a virtual version of me that will look just like me, but the best possible version of me without the bags under the eyes and the thinning hair. It would be able to deliver it in any environment, and it would be able to deliver the content in any environment that I'd like. So if I wanted to change the backdrop, again, it would be much easier because applying a virtual version of myself on there as opposed to the real McCoy will make that process much easier. We are very, very close to being able to use this technology on a day-by-day basis. And when you're watching this now, we may already have reached that point. But until we fully get there, and what we don't know yet is whether society are going to reject that approach, and there's going to be more of a hunger for authentic content. So what we're going to do here is marry up our own preparation, our own tools with using AI tools to enhance what we've got. So when I say enhance, I'm not going to be airbrushing me. It'll be more focusing on the sound, the editing process, cutting out areas where I may pause longer and may struggle, say the wrong thing and cut back to it. How we can then use these tools to bring in B-roll. So that's the footage without me talking. So if I was to put some B-roll over the shot now, that's what happens. Hopefully that all makes sense. Before we move on and I show you actually how this software is recording the script as we go, which makes the next step so much easier, I just wanted to quickly recap over some of the changes that we've made. First of all, I flipped the camera around and I'm going through the main lens, where you may or may not have noticed the improvement in quality of the video shot. Also, the lens on the iPhone 14 Pro actually softens the background a tiny bit, so it just brings me into focus and softens the background. Whilst the selfie camera doesn't have that ability to quite the same level, we've got it on a stand now. So I've freed up my hands so I can talk with my hands, as I often do, and we don't have camera shake. Unless you're planning for that live action Paul Greengrass camera shake style, that makes the process better again. I've taken out things that were distracting in the background of the video. I've made sure I've framed myself, shut doors so that there's slightly less echo. But what I haven't done is gone and got my somewhat expensive microphone to make this sound that much better, because this is where we're going to use AI now. So we're going to use AI to edit the script, to add audio, and also this bit is really interesting. I am going to take what I'm going to say now, where I'm not looking at the camera. So this is a point where I could be reading from a script. And what the AI will do in the next clip is take my eyes and bring them back to the camera using AI that rotates your eyeballs. It's called eye contact and it's available in a number of newer video editors at the moment. It's really freaky. I'm not sure if I really like it, but one thing that's noticed is I get that rejection mindset where I'm just like, ugh, horrible. But what I'm finding is that when I show that video to other people, they don't notice it until I point it out. So that's very much my own mind rejecting it, because I know that my eyes are not looking at the camera. The next chapter will be taking this and reassembling it and fixing the video using a series of AI tools. Let's go take a look.